So we've got parking. It's slightly tight, but it's okay. And then this is the path down to the shed. And this is it. Well, hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Dan and I are staying in an Airbnb, Bernie's Holiday Hideout, which is in Normoss, FY3. It's about 10 minutes drive from Blackpool town centre. It was marketed as a tiny house, but it is very tiny. Tinier than we expected it to be, although very cute. So let's have a look around. This place for 6 nights cost £304.05, and it's really a shed, a purpose-built shed for accommodation behind the family's house. There's a separate entrance to the accommodation and there's a parking space for 1 car. We've got quite a large car and the gateway is fairly tight. This is the area for hanging clothes. Now, when we got here yesterday, Muggins here managed to break a glass lamp which was on this little table in attempting to hang some clothes. The glass lamp was perhaps not the most practical item to be on this little table very close to the hanging area. Fortunately, the gentleman said we didn't have to pay for the breakage, which was very kind of them. So this is a little cupboard and you can put things in there. Your little valuables and whatever else you need in a hurry by your bedside, and there you can store things as well. That's quite deep. This is the door. No smoking, which is good. Nice little doormat for wiping your feet, and this leads to the outside area, the yard, and then the gate and the parking out front. A bin for refuse. This is the bed. It's a double bed. The mattress is very firm, and unfortunately my back was aching a lot in the night because of my ligament injury. Tonight I've decided I'm going to lie on top of the bed for a bit more cushioning and put one of the throws over me like a blanket instead, and I may also use my hot water bottle. It's not their fault, it's just that I'm suffering from back injury and sciatica, which is something I've had for over 30 years off and on, caused by arthritis. It's a genetic condition. My mum and other family members have the same problem. We suffer with a degenerative lower spine. It's quite bright, which is good. At least we can see what we're doing. If I hadn't broken the lamp, then that would have been a useful addition just to have at night when you're just reading in bed. But as I said, it is placed precariously, and if anybody's going to have an accident, it's usually me. We've got a Ninja air fryer and a kettle, and then there was a basket of things. Some of these are ours, but there was various little snackaroonies in there. We've eaten some of them, biscuits and some bacon munchy things similar to a Monster Munch that Dan had, a corn snack. There's a 2-ring plug-in hob and a toaster We brought our little slow cooker from home, and I'm really glad we did. The description said that there was a microwave, but there isn't. This place isn't really geared up to doing lots of cooking. You've got 2 of everything. You haven't got a potato masher. The knives need sharpening. There's 2 plates. Some sodium, which isn't healthy. So I bought some Maldon salt. That's a liner for the air fryer. It's made of silicone, but it's deep enough if you want to make a pastry quiche, but there isn't a rolling pin, so that's not much use. And then there's a frying pan there. I've been using a skillet to make a casserole for Dan. And there's a small pan there, which is all right for boiling eggs or maybe heating up some baked beans or spaghetti hoops. This is a fridge here, look, with a freezer compartment. Got a few things in there. Sink area and a dish rack. We have got some washing up liquid and hand soap in there. There aren't any pan scourers, and there's only 1 J cloth. There's a few bits and pieces in here. We have got a washing machine, but unfortunately there doesn't seem to be any airing rack, no drying rack. Although there is, if you see in the back here, a small ironing board, compact size, and a full size iron, and a brush and dust pan. I think there's a small first aid kit in the back there as well. Over here is the television. We haven't watched that. An extra blankie and a candle. You've got an extra gang here. Dan, there's an extra gang for plugs, which we might need to use. That is useful. And a hairdryer. Some books. And then this is a few of our bits and pieces. There is instructions on how to use the television. Those are our cameras. This wallpaper is interesting. It's more like a fabric, it's sparkly, it's quite nice that. We've had a look at the visitors book and there's a lot of very positive comments. People seem to like to stay here, but I think they probably eat out more than we do. We're a bit more hard up and can't necessarily afford to do that. It's just a pleasure to be able to get away for a few days. There's some lovely comments though in the guest book. Really lovely. And it goes on and on. Really nice comments. The hostess is lovely, isn't she, Dan? Really friendly, greeted us. She said if we need anything, let her know. We might ask her if she's got a drying rack. And then this is the bathroom. It's quite cute. That does open on one side, but because of the plant and the candle, you might have an accident. You'd have to move those out of the way first. So that's not entirely practical. The loo's nice and clean. There's a spare loo roll, but we might have to get more. Dan has an active bottom at the moment. Little sink. Because it's a small sink, it tends to splash everywhere. You'd be quite cramped though if the sink was larger. I can see why it's a smaller sink, and it is quite deep, which is nice. We've got a smaller sink in our bathroom as well for the same reason. That's the downside though. Water will splash everywhere. You have to wipe it down when you've used it. This is the shower. It's quite a good shower. It's a handheld one, but the shampoo and body wash in dispensers, nice and clean. It is a very clean space, which is nice, because you don't always get that. Even the fan, you see, is nice and clean. And then on the back of the door, I've put my wash bag and my kitchen apron, and there's my towel. So there we are. That's our accommodation for the next few nights. What do you think of it? It is very compact, especially when you've got a 17-stone bald-headed bloke who's your other half. It takes up quite a lot of room, bless him. It's not his fault. It's maybe not quite suited to somebody who's may be very tall or quite broad, but all in all it's not too bad, and it's in a nice area. There's some good amenities. There's a pub, there's a post office and chemist, there's a co-op, there's a butcher's, there's a fish and chip shop, and various other small businesses. There's even a dog grooming salon as well, and it's on a bus route into Blackpool, Fleetwood, Lytham, Cleveland. The buses seem to be fairly regular. There's a choice of bus services. The one thing is the lack of a drying rack, though I think the hostess might have one that we can borrow or use. The bath mat was wet this morning, and we had to put it over the electric radiator. Because it's a shed, there isn't any normal central heating. We've got an electric storage heater type thing, and there isn't a manual either. Normally you stay at places and there's a manual which gives you an idea of places you can visit, things you need to know about the accommodation, how to use things, but there isn't anything of that nature here either. Would we stay here again if my back gets better? But the mattress is rather too firm for me in my current state, and it was the same at the hotel at the Birmingham International Airport. That's in a separate video. The mattress was firm and I had a rotten night. I had a better night here until I woke up about 4:30, and then I was in pain. It's comfortable, but it's just a bit firm. But the landlady is lovely, and it's in a nice location, so we know what to expect now, and we possibly would come here again. And it's not expensive either. So many places, especially during the tourist season, cost a lot of money. Even out of season they can be quite expensive, but it's quite affordable here. And there are some cooking facilities, even though they're basic. So as long as if you see this video, bring a few extra things like a rolling pin or anything else that you think you might need, then I think it's pretty okay. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. What do you think of it here? It's quite cute. Please share and subscribe, ding the notification bell. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon for another one. Until then, bye for now.